Okay, three.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know what to do now.
And welcome to the Pocky Flocky shit show.
This is season 2.
Season 2. Episode 1. Definitely episode 1. Definitely the first one we've recorded.
This is probably the... Every re-record, I count down which episode it actually is, and this is probably like episode 6.
Yeah, episode 5 or 6.
Yeah.
With many lost episodes in between. Some of them through technical error. Some of them because they just weren't good.
Yeah, that's we had one where I think you just didn't record the whole time, or you recorded me through...
Yeah, I recorded you, but the recording was terrible because I was getting your audio intermingled with mine, but your audio was scrambled.
That was a good episode.
I posted on Twitter that we have 3 recordings that are just not going to be released. And I think some people were just like, do it. We're here. I'm like, no.
Some people, as in 2 people.
2 people. 2 very specific people. You know who you are, and that is factually true.
This is like when you have your first piano concert, and everyone that shows up is your immediate family. They have to be there.
It's your Sunday school play.
It's like saying Tom's your favorite artist because you don't want to make him feel bad.
When was our last episode?
Our last episode was the holiday special. Uploaded on April 1st, 2021. That was over a little bit over a year ago.
But yeah, we've still been here. We've still been friends. We've still been hanging out and talking.
Have we?
Sometimes when you're not living your life, apparently. And I'm just sitting here playing Fortnite, wondering, I wonder when Flocky's gonna talk to me again.
You say that like a joke, but I know it's true. Because there was a week period you would just ping me every day on Discord and be like, Fortnite?
Fortnite? You want to play Fortnite with Tom? Minecraft? Hi, Flocky.
I'll even involuntarily buy you a battle pass.
I gifted you a battle pass and you did nothing with it.
And I still didn't play. I feel so bad, but not
tried to
really.
guilt you into playing video games with me and it didn't work.
That doesn't work on me.
I know, because I spent... I'll buy you a book instead and we could go back to book club. Remember when we were thinking about doing that?
Yeah, like when you bought me Troll 1 and 2.
And Sword Art Online... What was it? Sword Art Online... something. It was a Sword Art Online book.
Did you get me a Mother's Rosary, or did you just get me Gun Gale shit?
No, we were going to book club Sword Art Online Progressive.
Oh, Progressive! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the one that I got 2 chapters into it and I'm like, I'm not fucking reading this.
And then you didn't tell me.
So I took a walk today to get ramen, but I ran into the weirdest chap ever. I can't tell if he was weird or racist.
Wait, did you say chap?
Yes.
Are you
I've been talking to Brits too much lately. I don't know.
I was gonna say, have you been watching Sea Dog again?
I've been watching a lot of Sea Dog, yes.
I've been saying nutty way too often.
I've gotten to the point where it's just normal to call someone a cunt. That's just casual banter. But yeah, so
yeah, tell me about the racist hobo you saw.
The weird chap with the flat cap on.
Oh my god.
No, I was walking on the sidewalk and someone was riding a bicycle on the sidewalk towards me. And you're not supposed to ride a bicycle on the sidewalk. But I decided to give him the lead away anyway, so I started walking on the grass. And then he took the bicycle off the sidewalk, brought it onto the road, and gave me a fucking death stare. Like he was utterly disgusted with my presence on the sidewalk.
It's just like, you fucking coward.
Like I ruined his fucking day by existing on the sidewalk where, I should add, pedestrians are supposed to be.
Stand your ground, pussy. Stand up for yourself.
So yeah, I just got a weird death stare.
You spineless
from an old
fuck.
white guy.
I get death stares from old white guys all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I haven't had happen to me.
We were at the grocery store earlier today, and I was like checking some stuff out on the aisle, and this old lady turned in with her cart, and I was like, "Oh, excuse me," and I backed away, and she gave me a death stare, and I was like, I could look, if I wanted to, I could take this lady right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. In a one-on-one fist fight, she's going down easy.
Like, she's got a walker, she's got oxygen on, like, I can fuck her up.
All you have to do is move the cart for her, and she wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm just saying, if you have you versus her in a YouTuber boxing match, I know who I would bet on. And
you'd be fucking wrong.
Oh yeah, and we also, to more updates on Flocky and I's life. The conversations between us are now 90% related to VTubers.
I mean, that hasn't changed since...
You know, I would love to say I feel like we didn't talk about it, but on the same time, I don't remember. It's been a very long time.
This is... it really is, because I keep wanting to reference previous episodes. Like, I want to have a running gag, right? But at this point, number one, the episodes that we have recorded and released, I don't remember. And then number two, the jokes that I've made that I want to reference may or may not actually have been released. So I could be doing like a callback to something that never existed in the first place. People watching would be like, he's never... What is that a reference to? The last time...
Yeah, it's very possible... We recorded a Vtuber Special, and I don't know. we need to record these more often, because really the biggest thing that changed in our lives, in my opinion, is that a shrine maiden said the N-word and became a worldwide sensation.
I guess.
It's not necessarily how you would describe VTubers as a whole, but. It's also kind of true.
It's kind of like that game you play where, like, describe a movie as, like, unappealing as possible or something.
A shrine maiden who does baby talk and the N-word.
Local duck with hat becomes viral sensation.
Remember when you didn't have to buy video games?
That's such a bad segue.
Remember when you didn't have to buy
the whole point of having a list of things to talk about is so we wouldn't have awkward segues like that. And here we are. You literally read my quote. But that was there specifically to help guide the conversation. That's the equivalent of someone reading like the teleprompter, and
this is someone doing a PowerPoint presentation and reading off the slides.
So Tom and I started playing. Well, before Fortnite, we did Fall Guys for a little bit.
And by a little bit, we mean like one game.
You mean I downloaded it on the Switch, realized how fucking laggy it was, and deleted it after one game.
And how short the draw distance was. Like, and any beans that were like ahead of you were moving at 2 frames per second.
I can't even remember why we started playing Fortnite.
Neither do I, if I'm honest. And it was my idea.
How did you convince me to download Fortnite?
Number 1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite battle.
Tom, that's copyrighted. Stop.
No, this is the serious thing. There's like a black hole in my memory where the inception of Fortnite is. And I don't know what it is. I just
remembered. You invited me to play Fortnite. and you were really adamant.
As I am about most things. Like, hey, Flocky, let's start a podcast.
What you tend to do is guilt trip me with your friendlessness. Where you don't contact me and say, Flocky, I really want to play Fortnite, but I have no friends. And it works because I know how true it is. I know how true it is because you've told me that on weeks where I am busy, you just sit and watch paint dry, wishing you were doing it with me.
There's so many times where Flocky is unavailable for a period of time, and I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I have things in my life I'm supposed to be doing, but all of them pale to the Flocky-shaped hole in my life.
That's so gross. Please don't say that.
This hole was meant for me.
I hate that. I hate it. It's so sad.
Yep, I have very little going on with my life. My girlfriend just wants to play Genshin Impact, and I don't. It's the only game she wants to play with me, and I don't want to play it.
I want to play Hide the Pickle, but all my girlfriend wants to play is Genshin Impact.
It's very true. It's very true.
Hey, baby, you know what game we can play with 2 players lying down? And she's like, I already booted up Genshin Impact.
I can't even get her to play the new version of the Stanley Parable, and she loves the Stanley Parable, but it's not Genshin Impact, and she's got to get those daily quests in.
Yeah,
it's the daily quest, the daily grind. It's a job. Genshin Impact is a job.
Yeah, I assume it gets like that. But yeah, back to Fortnite. I remember what happened. You guilt tripped me into downloading Fortnite. And then I get in, I patch, I get the team, I get the party invite. I get into the lobby, and Tom here has already spent $20 and is staring at me with a Vegeta skin.
and I haven't really played the game yet.
We are at level 1, and he's already staring at me with the Vegeta skin, Fortnite dancing in the lobby.
It was a Dragon Ball collab.
Oh, it was the Dragon Ball collab. You got the Shenron. I didn't play enough to get the Shenron.
That's actually pretty much our lives, is me guilt-tripping Flocky into playing a game with me.
It happens quite a bit. It doesn't work the other way around.
No, it really
doesn't.
I played a cumulative 10 minutes of Final Fantasy XIV.
You didn't play 14 with us. You played like a day worth of Elder Scrolls Online, even though you bought the game for me.
And what's that other one? The Diablo-like that you tried to get me to play?
Path of Exile, Lost Ark.
Yeah, Lost Ark.
Lost
Played
Ark
cumulative 20 minutes of Lost Ark.
Yeah, so...
I have a very short attention span.
But also, like, it's. I'm just gonna say the line. Back in my day, we had to buy video games to play them. Like it's crazy that like there's so many games and things now that you can just do for free.
So I didn't have money as a child to buy games for the Mac. So all of my Mac games that I played, and I played a shitload of them, were on my were on discs that came with the magazines that I bought. So I'd buy a Macworld or a Mac Addict, and it'd come with a demo disc. But it wasn't demos. It was shareware. It was software you got to try for free, and if you wanted to unlock all of it, you had to pay for a license key. And then people cracked those license keys. And made the whole shareware model irrelevant because it was all pirated.
So I don't remember like CDs and magazines as much because I didn't really have magazines. Like I was subscribed to Nintendo Power, and Nintendo doesn't give you shit, right? I mean, but again, what are they gonna do? Ship you an N64 demo card? You know, like you couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the like you would see it in malls, like the NES demo machine, where it's like a big machine with all these cartridges like stuck into each slot.
That is too old for me.
The Sega Saturn had a demo disc at the mall.
I don't remember that, but I didn't have a Saturn either. Man, I don't remember seeing video game, like, I don't think we had a Sears near me, but, like, I remember going to, like, Toys R Us and just having a field day. Like, not even playing games, because I don't think they had a lot of, like, things set up back in the day.
No, I don't remember my Toys R Us really having a setup. Like, I do remember Sears having the World of Nintendo.
It was just, like, for me, it was just window shopping. There was no gameplay footage. You couldn't look up gameplay footage on YouTube or anything. You just had to.
You had to look at the back.
You had to look
box.
at the back of the box and hope it was a good fucking game. It was like a dice roll every time you bought a game, and you're like, I sure hope I didn't waste $100 for this piece of shit. And by $100, I mean, like, I guess with inflation, right? Like, games back then were pricey.
Yeah, games back, like, especially N64 games were pricey. Like, did you have to take the ticket to the register and then take the ticket?
You gotta go get like a little slip, and it says like, "Oh, this is game like 104 or something," and you gotta give it to the guy, and they gotta go into the back and look for it.
When I was a kid, I thought it must be so cool to work in the cage.
Work in the cage. And now as an adult, you're like, that must have been fucking hell.
That must have been the worst fucking job. A bunch of fucking, like, shitty-faced kids like me holding up a slip. But, yeah, like, I would get, like, if you were into PC games at the time, I don't remember PC gaming at the time. I was a Mac gamer. The only
PC games I played when I was a kid was Neopets and The Sims.
Oh, you didn't play Tribes.
No.
Oh, you didn't play Unreal Tournament?
No, I did not get any sort of, I could not play shooters and stuff, like anything with violence was out of the question. I tried to buy one of the expansions for the original Sims. I think it was like Sims Hot Date or something. It's the one where like you can go out on the town instead of just being isolated to your home in the Sims. It was like rated T for teen, and I was younger than that, and my parents were like, well, we can't get this for you because there's like nudity and stuff like that. and I was like, no, like it's censored because they're like pixelated in The Sims. And my sister fucking snitched on me, and she was like, well, there's cheat codes to remove the pixeling.
Oh.
And my parents were like, would you do that? And like the answer is no, right? I wasn't like a horny 5-year-old looking at Nippleless sim tits, but to like there are cheats to get money, and there are cheats to move Sims and objects that you normally couldn't move. And part of that cheat is like if your Sim's like sitting on the toilet or something and you delete the toilet, it like the pixelation kind of fucks up and it gets uncensored. And so as a truth-telling, God-fearing child, I with disappointment in my heart, I told my parents that I could not promise that I would not see a unpixeled nude Sim, and I did not get the expansion. But my sister fucking snitched on me for basically using cheats in the game. But no, I was a kid, and I'm like, no, Jesus wouldn't want me to lie on a technicality. So I fucked myself.
My dad vehemently opposed the purchase of a Game Genie because, in his eyes, this is cheating, and cheating is wrong.
Oh my god.
But it's like back in the time when, like, nude codes, quote unquote, were like things that people were Wait, were they Googling it, or were they using Netscape Navigator?
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Because I used to visit a site called, I think, cheatcodes.cc or something. And I visited it a few months ago, because I was like, I wonder if cheat codes still exist. And that's the first site that popped into my head, was like cheatcodes.cc. And I went on there, and all they have now, because like they don't have built-in cheat codes in games anymore, right? Like GoldenEye had to type in your fucking cheat password to make bobbleheads and shit, right? Like giant head code. They don't do that anymore. So like the sites are just like so fucking depressing. It's just like crappy guides disguise this cheat. It's like, oh, where to find all the fucking poop seeds in Breath of the Wild. Like, I can get that off like IGN, like anywhere. I don't have to go to a designated cheat code site. It's just so sad to see, like...
Oh, I miss cheat codes.
My favorite cheat code website turn into an over-glorified guide blog. Like, it's so sad.
Cheat codes were so cool. And everyone was hunting them. And you did open, like, not Game Informer. Game Pro. You'd open up your copy of Game Pro just like, I want the cheats, I want infinite lives.
I remember, like, going to, like, the Scholastic's book fair or something at your school, like, elementary school, and, like, sometimes they would have, like, a cheat code book for sale. Or, like, going to your Barnes & Nobles, which is the only place you could buy books back in the day, and they would just have, like, a little book of, like, 100 cheats, and, like, 99 of them wouldn't pertain to you because you don't give a shit about any game in there except for that one you cared about. But it's just so cool flipping through all these things and going like, oh, look at all these games and look at all these things that I could do if I had games.
I was thinking, like, back on that nostalgia. Like, I was thinking, like, it's like, would I be able... Because I used to play Unreal Tournament on dial-up. And I was thinking, would I be able to do that today? Like, would I have the tolerance for that horse shit today? And the answer is almost definitely no. For one, my mom needs to use the phone, and I need to get off the internet.
But going back to, like, the magazine things, I never did the magazine things, but I very specifically remember getting a CD-ROM in a Captain Crunch box for, like, the Captain Crunch game.
What? Wait, are you talking about the Chex Quest?
No, not Chex Quest. No, Captain Crunch. It is called Captain Crunch's Crunchling Adventure. It is where it's basically like you take care of this crunch berry monster or whatever, and then there's like mini games where like you skateboard, there's like platformer stuff, like you basically take care of a crunchling and it grows up to be a rad adult monster thing. Like this is peak like early 2000s, late 90s. Like he looks like a cool kid and he kickflips. Like that. That's it. But I don't know if you remember, there was this trend where like everything just had like a crappy video game, like Chex Quest.
Oh yeah, and Home Improvement on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and then it got to the point where like the Burger King had a bunch of Xbox games, which we may or may not have talked about depending which episodes came out. We definitely referenced it. We definitely referenced it at some point, but I don't know if we actually released that episode.
Yeah, the good old I feel like the Burger King games is like on the Xbox 360 is the last hurrah of a lost art.
Yeah. Outside of that, I don't remember a lot of like free games.
I don't remember them either, but I had a shitload of them. Like, because every month, new Mac Addict magazine, new CD full of new Mac games. A lot of it shareware. I think very little of it was actually free. But when you're a kid and all you really need is the first level of Doom, you're set. You got Doom.
Outside of CDs, I do remember like scouring the internet back in the day. And by scouring, I mean like using AOL search because that's the only thing I had to like find video games. And I guess outside of like Newgrounds and Flash games, like there were a few that I remember very clearly. I don't know if you've like, do you remember a game called Polar Bowler?
Is that anything like that Elf bowling game? It's probably exactly the same.
I forgot about Elf Bowling, but yes, it's basically a bowling game, but you control a polar bear in a Hawaiian shirt chilling on an inner tube, and you shoot him at the bowling pins.
Wait, polar bear on an inner tube. I have that vivid image in my head now.
He's got sunglasses on. He looks like
so
the Coco. Cool. Yeah, exactly. So that I remember very fondly. as one of those games that's like you said, it's probably shareware and it probably was like a demo or you can only play certain levels, but it's just like I'm fine with that. Like, I'm a stupid 8-year-old. I will play level 1 of Polar Bowler for hours. Like, you do not know what you've done. You did not place enough restrictions on this game.
That's what they didn't get about distributing free software. They didn't give you just a taste. They give you the first course.
I don't give a shit about other modes. Classic is good enough for me.
Don't you want the full version of Polar Bowler?
Fuck no.
What else could that polar bear be getting up to?
$5? What do I look like to you, a millionaire? I do remember, like, as the internet opened up, like, more and more free games became available. And, like, I think it got to the point where, like, I was still on dial-up, and the rest of the world moved to DSL, and I was still on, like, American Online. And I do remember I really wanted to play...
I was on freei.net. It was free internet.
Huh.
For a period of time. I don't know how long we were on freei.net. But there was that period of time where it was the net zero age. And the AOL hours discs, where you could just get free internet.
Just forever, because they would just constantly send you millions of CD-ROMs.
Eventually they'll subscribe, I swear.
But I do remember, like, once I started getting into MMOs, which I didn't know what an MMO was back in the day, but I do remember leaving my dial. Like, this was when we made it big and had 2 phone lines, baby. Like,
oh shit!
We had an internet dedicated phone line for dial-up.
That was such a short-lived phenomenon.
I remember leaving the family computer on for 24 hours to download MapleStory, and that was unheard of. Because remember, if during, like, the Windows, like, 95, 98 days, you had to shut down every night or your computer would explode. And if you shut it off too, you have to wait for the black screen and the orange text to say, it is okay to shut off your computer now. So, like, back then I was like, oh, I'm, like, wasting so much electricity by downloading this game. I hope my parents don't find out. Segue. We went to go pee. We've really gotten older in the past 2-3 years. We've never had a pee during a podcast recording before.
I mean, I've been drinking Japanese craft gin.
It doesn't matter. We've never had a pee during a podcast. We've gotten mad old.
Once I got past, like, 35, I started feeling everything.
I can't control my bladder.
I can't control my bladder anymore. I've fallen and I can't get up.
I'm just gonna go back to MapleStory. I got really big into MapleStory to the point where, like, I used to be a mod for one of the bigger MapleStory forums.
Oh, and how old were you?
I was like in high school.
Oh God, that's even worse.
What do you mean that was worse? I was the coolest kid in my high school that played MapleStory, probably.
I mean, I don't doubt those words at all. Not that I have any room to talk. I was in orchestra and marching band, so I was socially fucked.
But no, I bring that up because, like, I'm thinking about, like, who I was in that time period. I remember you and I talking about, like, revisiting some old websites, and you and I actually the other day, like maybe last week or so, looked into whether or not Gaia Online was still a thing, and we're contemplating whether or not we wanted to sign up and
just fresh account, fresh start, see what Gaia Online is all about.
Trying to blend in with the weird weebs of today.
Something tells me that if we tried to blend in on the Gaia Online forums, we'd quickly find out that we were exactly the same age as everyone else on the Gaia Online forums.
It's like when you go to r/teenagers, everyone's 30. Everyone is just like lonely
Gaia Online
incels pretending to relive their high school years.
At least Gaia Online still kind of has its identity. Whereas Neopets turned into, like, high rollers trying to buy the best pets and then getting hacked and losing all their money.
So, like, to my understanding, Neopets has been like that for a while. Maybe we were too bright-eyed and innocent in our childhood to realize that, like, we were getting scammed for selling our paintbrushes for 100 Neo points. I've gotten gaslit before on Neopets as a child, cause like I was fucking around with my pets and I accidentally put mine up for adoption and it got sniped immediately.
Instant.
It was like it was like
one of the original, wasn't it?
It was like a Christmas koi or whatever.
Oh, it was one of the special ones then.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I want it back. And then I DM'd the guy. And I was like, hey, I just did this accidentally. Like, is there a way you can, like, transfer it back? And he legitimately was like, this is mine. I had this since day one. Like, and I'm just like...
No.
And
no.
He just did not drop the act. He was like, you're just trying to scam me. I got so upset.
When everyone assumes everyone is a scammer, that's when you know whatever you're doing is dead. Like crypto.
Oh my
Buy
God.
our Save the Kids coin.
But I bring up all these forums because I think you had a story to tell about your favorite forum.
Was big on the Silent Hill forums. Now, in hindsight, it was probably one of many Silent Hill forums. I was on it every day. I was in college at this point, and I love Silent Hill. I was on the Silent Hill forums every day. One of the big dramas of the Silent Hill forums. There was this room on the Silent Hill forums called the Lard Room, and that was like an off-topic room. It was random. It was whatever you wanted to post would go into Lard Room. And there was the big
Lard Room.
Yeah, it was a big drama and a war on the forum if the Lard Room should be removed or not because it wasn't related to Silent Hill. There was a war with people taking sides. I changed my bottom level banner to a promotion for the Lard Room. My signature banner. It was drama. Like forum drama was such a thing. And now that I think back to it, the forum moderator was probably your age. And the foreign moderator didn't like me. So the minute I stepped out of line, they banned me. In my favorite Silent Hill forum, I got banned. It was so sad. I posted a torrent to PETA 10, an anime. It was unlicensed. No one was purchasing it up. It was only available through, like, illegal distribution. So I posted a torrent.
Yeah.
We are getting off topic because I want to know why you bought a Zune. Like, this is on, so for the audience reference, this Zune is on the notes, and I don't know why.
Because I was cleaning the house the other day, and I found my old MP3 player. And by old MP3 player, I mean like the last MP3 player I bought. It is a SanDisk Sansa Fuze Plus, whatever that means.
Whatever the fuck that is.
And it has custom firmware on it called Rockbox because I was one of those edgy, I'm gonna hack everything kind of guys. And by hacking, I mean following a tutorial to download custom firmware and pretend like I knew what the fuck I was copying and pasting into command prompt.
Hacker man.
Which is, I still do to jailbreak PS Vitas and like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but this is what I did in college. But the reason I got a Sansa Fuze Plus was because...
Are you sponsored?
No, because they don't make them anymore. But I was looking, I charged it because I wanted to see what was on it, and it was like 500 anime songs. It's just all anime songs because that's the kind of person I was.
You just
back then.
Okay, like because for me, my MP3 player of the day, and by MP3 player of the day, I mean like college. Probably.
Yeah, your Zune.
No, my Zune. Actually, I saw a kid in college. I shit you not. I saw a kid in college whose primary MP3 player was his PSP. And I
Oh,
idolize that kid. To this day, I idolize that kid. That is the way to live, is by the PSP. We live and die by the PSP. But no, my MP3 player was full of hip hop and Backstreet Boys.
My custom firmware Rockbox running on the SanDisk Sansa Fuze Plus has basically like every anime OP and ED that I liked at the time, and like 20K on albums.
Hit me. What anime? What anime were you so into that you needed the?
I don't have it on me right now, but like
I would kill to have that list of anime.
There's a lot of Railgun. Flipside was was pretty big back then. There was a lot of K-On! Probably.
Oh yeah, K-On! Definitely. I had all the K-On! As well.
This was before Love Live.
This is back when I unironically told people I liked Tokako Tea Time.
Oh goddamn! Back when you were an edgelord.
No, I was too embarrassed to say I was into anime music. So when someone asked me what I was listening to, I said Hokako Tea Time.
Yeah, back when quote unquote hiding your power level was a thing. I had like the most cryptic anime background to where when people ask me like, "Oh, what's your laptop background?" I would just like laugh and be like, "Hey, got him." They don't know it's an anime I like. They don't know it's an anime about 5 high schooler girls that play in a band together.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand. My taste is more refined than yours.
Oh God, shut up. Stop. It's too close to home.
Too real, too real.
The reason I had a SanDisk Sansa Fuze Plus was because my Zune was dying.
Oh my God, your Zune was dying. Who could have
seen that coming? My original 30 gig Zune was just like not. It was like skipping, like it was like corrupt, like the hard drive was corrupt. But I had that Zune since high school, and that was when I saw one of my friends have an original shit brown Zune, because that was one of the original colors, is shit brown with a touch of spinach green.
I remember those things looked awful, and they were trying to compete with the pristine white iPods.
It's like the opposite of an iPod. So Microsoft was like, you know what? Pristine white, we're gonna give you shit brown with a touch of green pea and spinach poop.
The Zune should be the official way of listening to this podcast.
One of my friends had it, and he was like really into indie music at the time, and so I was just like, oh, he knows what he's talking about when he says the Zune is better than the iPod. He listens to bands I've never heard of.
I mean, to be fair, the Zune was better than the iPod. It was just shit.
I was lying to myself.
It had a better philosophy of operating than the iPod in that you could just open it up if you wanted to.
No, I agree. So the Zune had its own software for Windows, and like I really love that player software, but it also just lets you do whatever the fuck you want on it. Like it had, I want to say Zune had one of the earlier music borrowing subscriptions on an MP3 player where like you could get like the Zune Pass or whatever, and you can just download songs to play.
Oh, this predates like everything modern we have, like Spotify.
Yeah, this predates like Pandora and Spotify, but it also I want to say don't quote me on this because I'm a Zune fanboy and I've probably been fed with Zune misinformation all my life.
Eating your Zune cereal every morning.
In my recollection, the Zune Pass predates like Apple iTunes rental, like Apple Music.
In my head, Zune cereal is just Raisin Bran without the raisins.
I mean, it's the same shit brown color.
They reached their target audience.
But man, being that Zune fanboy was it was my personality for a bit.
You were the Zune kid.
I wasn't. I was one of the Zune kids, but I could never be the Zune king like my friend was. He was the one that convinced other people to buy Zunes, and I think in retrospect we all hate him for it. But it still has a really fond place in my heart. Like I I mean, you were there when I placed a bid on a Zune on eBay, and then immediately was like, I really hope I get outbid, because like the nostalgia hit me, but then reality hit me right afterwards. I was like,
reality hits as soon as you commit money to it.
Why did I bid $100 on a piece of hardware that I'll never use and sucked at the time and definitely sucks now?
I mean, you're talking to someone who owns one of the new Sony Walkman. The new Sony Walkman MP3 players.
Why even have an MP3 player in this day and age?
Here's the thing. As someone who owns one, I don't know. I have it. It sits charging on my bedside. I use it to listen to music to lull myself to sleep. A lot of it is Love Live music. Don't judge.
I guess it's the same reason why I decided to plug my SanDisk Sansa Fuze Plus into the charger the second I found it.
Wait, it plays FLAC. It plays FLAC. Can your iPod do that? Wait, no one owns an iPod anymore.
No, iPods can't do that. I don't think even the Zune could do that. Tom, we need to watch more She-Hulk.
We do need to watch more She-Hulk. I think I bought a woman's watch.
Okay, that's a perfect ending to the podcast. Just out of nowhere, I think I bought a woman's watch. Okay, so the other day you were telling me how you bought...
No, I bought a watch from the UK that shipped from Lithuania, and now that I have the box in my possession, the box says it came from Hong Kong. I got catfished by this watch twice.
This is exactly what I warned you about. I literally told you about, like, shitty drop shippers.
I bought the watch, I thought it looked nice, and then when it came from Lithuania, I thought, oh no. Wait, am I being racist against Lithuania? I mean, I can't be that bad, right? And then boom, I finally get the box and it says Hong Kong. I'm like, I was right all along! Fuck!
Tom, you cannot piss off the one crypto bro left on this earth that might happen to stumble across our podcast.
I would like to take a moment to apologize to the crypto bro. I was a little harsh in what I said previously, so let me rephrase that. Fuck you! That's my public service announcement to the crypto bros.
Oh my